Y'all ain't heard nothing like this before. Beat him in the head with this trilogy. Who dropped this for a certain demographic? Turn it up, blast it. This is gonna be a classic. Facts. Not your run of the.
Hey, good evening, paisans and bumadas. Welcome to episode 21 of Gangsters and Cigars. And I've got my sidekick back with me, and I'm really happy about it. Shirtless Mike.
And I'm shirtless. And I'm shirtless.
Shirtless to live up to the name. Tonight's episode, I'll give you a little bit of a brief, and then I'm going to thank our sponsors. When we talk about gangsters, and we're going to get back to our roots on the show talking about gangsters, you can't leave out the original OG gangsters of the 7 Seas, and that's the Pirates. They raped, pillaged, did what the hell they wanted, took what the hell they wanted, slit your throat, walked the plank, hung your ass, flogged you, whatever you could think of. Not too much like our Italian friends or the gangsters of our era. And when I mean our era, you know, early 1900s to date. I'm even going to talk about one of my favorite pirates who happens to be a paisan. I know a lot of you people out there probably think, come on, Italians weren't pirates. Who the hell are you kidding? We've been taking shit from people since day one. Let me take a minute to thank our sponsors. Lou, Smoke Rings as always. Bully's Tattoos. Steve Sage, thank you, brother. He's located in DeBerry, Florida. If you want to get a red tat, make sure you see Steve at Bully's Tattoos. And our newest sponsor, Rock and Roll Circus, located in the historic area of St. Augustine. Catch your boy this Saturday. I'll be slinging cigars. Come do a meet and greet. Say hello to Bobby Bacala. I'll be live at Rock and Roll Circus at 7 o'clock on live band. As always, if you're lucky, I'll even do 5 minutes of stand-up for your ass. Come over, try one of our Gangsters Cigar, the Hitman line cigars, and say hello. Mike, what's new, brother?
Nothing much, man. What are you smoking tonight?
I am smoking a Diamond Crown Black Diamond. A little heavy for me. You know, I like them a little lighter. I have to tell you, I'm a fan of Diamond Crown, as we spoke about. Flavor is there. Let me grab a couple of hits. You get that greasy tart taste. It is a dark wrap. It is a Maduro. I like the Maduro only because I love that oily texture, as opposed to the light cigars that I smoke. You know, Connecticut's, it's a, for a lesser sense of the word, it's a dry. Does that make sense, Mike?
Yeah.
It's a dry taste. This is loaded with flavor. A lot of earth notes, a lot of earth tones, a little heavier than I normally smoke. I dig it. Be great with a bourbon. Great with my new favorite Jameson Orange. If you guys haven't tried that, Jameson Orange and ginger ale is the bomb. This would go great with it. See what other flavors I'm getting before you tell me what you're smoking.
All right.
A little nutty flavor. Definitely heavy on the leather. No pepper. A little bit of a bite, not much. I did purchase this from Smoke Rings.
Heck yeah.
What are you smoking, brother?
I'm smoking this, and actually it's not something that we carry at Smoke Rings, but it's my father's cigar. It's called Tobacco's Bias Series SF, which this is a mixed filler cigar. So it's like, you know, it's my father's cigars, like lower end on things, but it's like, so I want to say it's like a $6 or $7 cigar nowadays, but when they first came out, or when I first encountered this cigar. It was like a $4 cigar, and so it's mixed filler. It's got short filler and long filler. They describe it as like a Cuban sandwich. I forget what type of tobaccos that it's made up of. I just know it's mixed filler, but lots of when I first lit it up, I was getting espresso notes, some earth, some leather, like all. It's very flavorful. You're just getting a lot. Like whenever you think of all those things mixed together, that's kind of what I was getting. Get a little bit of red pepper at this point because I've been smoking it for a few minutes, and it's a really good cigar. If you ever see this in the wild somewhere, yeah, we definitely got to bring this in at Smoke Rings because it's a my father's cigar. We already sell a lot of my father's cigars, and it's still as good as I remember it when I first encountered it. So,
my father's was always my go-to, and Pepin likes to throw that pepper in there. And it may sneak up on you a little bit and some, but
I'm getting more of a black pepper now. They transitioned from the red pepper to the black pepper.
Absolutely famous for that, my father's, and always, like I said, has always been my go-to on the cigar. So tonight we got a special guest. He's a pirate, an actual pirate. He is a pirate historian. He's a pirate enthusiast. I think he's going to have some cool things to say. He's going to have some cool stuff for all our fans to see. We're going to kick it off. So without further ado, he is family to me. He is one of my dearest friends in the whole wide world. I'd like to introduce Captain Silverbeard. What up, my brother?
Hi, hoy.
Looking good, looking dapper as always.
Hi, thank you.
So, Captain Silverbeard, the crew just elected him. They decided not to do a mutiny. And the crew elected him the new, the only captain of Ancient City Privateers, which is the oldest of the pirate crews in St. Augustine. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, brother.
Hi, thank you so much.
It's an honor. So tonight, as we were speaking, and you know my history, and you and I talk about gangsters and old and new, but we couldn't leave out the pirates being the oldest of the gangsters. So let's talk a little bit. Fill us in a little bit on some pirate history. You don't have to go crazy, but tell us how bloodthirsty they were, what they were about, and about their era, if you can.
Yes. All the pirates, they were really just about finding that treasure or stealing, I guess, or robbing from the rich and giving to themselves and sharing amongst the crew. So, there was some very crazy pirates, some very deadly pirates. I know that Blackbeard is one that you were speaking of the other day when you and I were speaking about him, about the flags. I do have a little information just on the flags that I can share with you.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of go into it as far as Blackbeard's flags and what they depicted and how they represented through the pirate community and just seamen alike. So Blackbeard's flags depicted a skeleton stabbing a heart with its spear and toasting the devil with a glass in the other hand. Kind of a brutal guy there with showing his demon side. So it showed the danger that Blackbeard brought and his alliance with the devil. This was a unique technique used to install fear into the enemies and to let them know just who was attacking them. So the most prominent symbol of piracy is popular culture is the black flag, decorated with the infamous skull and crossbones. This flag has been used within the myths of pirates, both real and fictional, for over 300 years. I have a little tidbit at the end here that I'll share with you, current military that's using that flag currently. So, but with the expansive mythological surrounding the piracy and piratical Blackbeard, it is worthwhile to look deeper into this iconic flag and its connections to the infamous pirate. Long before the modern age of radio and messages, flags were the primary and most important means of communication and identifications between ships at sea. The experienced seamen could typically identify ships of all seafaring nations solely by the colors flying at their mast or the ensign staffs. In many cultures around the globe, the color black is associated with notions of death. Pirates played upon this idea and adopted the black flag as their personal standard. Now, there is a different flag. It is the red flag, or the bloody flag, were also used to communicate no quarters given or no mercy. As I was saying, it's no mercy to their enemies, and were used interchangeable with the black flag. It's not only made pirates. What's that?
Quick question before we get back there.
Yeah.
Is it true that one of the most famous pirates was an Oriental woman?
Yes. That is very much true. There's several very powerful women pirates in history, Anne Bonny being one of them. She was very notorious, known for killings and just some outlawish stuff. But yes, in history, there's many women that were very powerful pirates.
Yeah, that interests me. But we shouldn't be shocked at that, because we all know that, let me choose my words for our females in our audience. We know that the females could be so much more ruthless than the men. I'm just saying. Not speaking from experience.
They knew how to draw you in and take you out at the same time.
Absolutely. The whole flag thing that you were going over is extremely interesting, especially to people who aren't familiar with the way the pirates operated or not. So the term hoodwink, did that start with the pirates, or was that later on?
Later on, I believe.
So, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around turn of century, San Francisco, but basically with the woman, I guess in the same capacity of pirates, which I thought was interesting as well.
Yeah.
So earlier we were talking about calibers of weapons and what was, now I understand that pirates usually grab whatever they can plunder. So whatever weapons or sabers or swords. Do you have anything you could show us? Weapons?
I sure do. I have 1746.
I'll put you full screen.
Yeah, it's a flintlock from 1746. It is a British gun.
Beautiful.
That's cool.
This is a 62 caliber pistol. That'll put a hole in you, I'll tell you.
Yeah, put a little hole in your ass.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's very nice, very good gun. It's always fun to shoot. Makes plenty of boom. I also have a early 1700 gun. This is my favorite gun here. This is from Scotland. This is a Highland Regiment gun. If anyone out there has ever seen Outlander, it is probably the most notable gun in that show. This is a 52 caliber. However, it's still very powerful and leaves a very big hole. So, but
I love
again,
it.
this is probably my favorite gun. It shoots very nice.
How about blades? What do you got for blades for us to look at?
Well, I have one here today.
Can you put them on widescreen again?
Yeah.
This here is going back to my Scottish roots again. This is a Scottish ceremonial sword. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Brass hilt. But it's very nice. Could do some damage for sure.
I don't have one of those yet.
No. This is,
Beautiful.
all the way from Scotland. I have a couple other ones. They're just not close by, but that one is probably one of the nicest swords that I have.
Typically, the cutlass was, well, I mean, it made the movies famous, but it was actually whatever they could pick up. Hatchet, cutlass, correct?
Yes. Yeah, most of them are about 28 inches long. But most pirates, as much as they show them in TV shows, most pirates didn't carry swords. They had to get permission to take them off the ship. Most pirates didn't walk around town with a cutlass or swords or any actually type of weapon without getting permission from the captain to be able to come ashore with them.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mike, can you put him on full screen again? I just want everybody to see. He is in, if you can, Captain, if you can stand up and show everybody your attire.
Aye.
So the captain is in pretty much authentic attire. He looks amazing. I know he has got his bag, and I know that Captain Silverbeard usually has everything custom made. Am I correct?
Everything is pretty much custom made. My hats I make myself, but all my wardrobe, all my garb is custom made.
You look amazing, as always.
All right, thank you.
You could see Captain Silverbeard and his crew often walking down the streets of the old historic district, meeting and greeting children. So what does Ancient City Privateers stand for? What do you guys do?
We're a charity group in the oldest city in the nation, in St. Augustine. We have 3 charities out there that we work very hard. The crew works very hard all through the year. We were actually, this past year, we were able to give over $13,000 to 3 of our charities. So we're very proud of that. Yeah, very proud of that. Our charities that we work for is the Maritime Museum, which is at the lighthouse, and they have summer camps through the summertime for kids to teach them about the maritime and the history of piracy, just any type of maritime history. But they charge to go to those camps. Some of the kids may not be able to afford it, and that's where our charity comes in, is we're able to help 10 to 15 of those kids be able to go through the camp, plus, whatever supplies they need. We also give to the Pie in the Sky, which is a food service for the elderly in St. Augustine or St. Johns County. And we've been able to help them provide meals for the elderly, which is a great thing. Seems like a lot of people forget about the elderly, and it's just a great way to give back to them. We also help support the foster children of St. Johns County, so we're able to help some of the foster kids out as well.
No, it's a great cause. If anybody loves history, like I do, and the captain does, is a great way of reliving history. I love it. And as we spoke, and I said earlier before the captain came on, so it's like no Paisan pirates, and you're wrong. One of the most famous of the Italian pirates was Vincenzo Gambi. He ruled the seas of the Gulf of Mexico, 19th century. His best friend was my favorite pirate in history, Lafitte, out of New Orleans. And if anybody has had any opportunity to go to New Orleans, you have to go to the Blacksmith Bar, which was Lafitte's hangout. It is kept exactly like it was in the day. New Orleans is rich in pirate history. As a matter of fact, the good captain and I have been planning a trip together to New Orleans to look at some of that history. But so Gambi, he ruthless of all of the pirates that ever sailed. Pirating was short-lived. I'll get to that in a minute. But was one of the most ruthless in the Gulf of Mexico. He ended up helping out his buddy Lafitte. So him and Lafitte were partners in crime way back during the battle for New Orleans. So if it wasn't for Gambi and Gambi's crew and Lafitte, they would have lost New Orleans. Just a little bit of history. Now, he was so brutal that if somebody didn't obey or abide by the captain, he'd decapitate him. So the crew one night had enough of his bullshit, and as he was laying in bed, they took his infamous axe that he used on many a crew, beheaded him, put it on a pole, put it up on the mast, and that was the end of our Paisan, Vincenzo Gambi. And that's my history as far as Italian pirating goes. So, you know, one of the coolest things, you know, you look at shipwrecks and you can look at the History Channel, and there's so much history off the coast of Florida and shipwrecks and so on and so forth. As a pirate, Captain Silverbeard, any treasure?
I got plenty of treasures.
Let's see.
I have a little bit of treasure here in my treasure box. Go get it. You can see all the jewels, all the coins. Yes, I have all kinds of jewels. However, I do have some special coins that I can share with you. I got these coins from Bobby Blades and Captain Silverbeard's Treasures. I have a piece of 8. Very nice piece.
Beautiful.
Yes, this is 1622 Atocha treasure from the Spanish shipwreck. Here's another piece here. That's a piece. That's a Real 6. That's about a quarter size, a little bigger than a quarter size. Very nice pieces. I also have some in the gold, which every pirate likes the gold.
I like the gold.
You gotta love the gold.
Love the gold.
Some of the gold. Another piece of very nice piece.
That's huge, man. That is spectacular.
Yes, that's a very big piece. That's an original piece of 8 from the Spanish treasure, found in 1984, I believe, from Mel Fisher. But on that treasure that went down, that ship that went down in 1622, that was found in the 1980s by Mel Fisher, they've only found 30% of that treasure. So there's still 70% of that treasure still laying on the floor at the sea. We all want to find it.
Along with a lot of unclaimed ships that are still out there, correct?
Yes, there's tons of.
Sebastian, I know, something that you and I spoke about that I think would be cool. After hurricanes and storms, you still find pieces on the beaches in Sebastian. And we always spoke about doing metal detecting. Matter of fact, you and I did a little bit of metal detecting. I don't have a picture of it. Where you found a musket ball, which was super cool.
That was incredible. I believe I have that musket ball right here on me. No, it's in my other bag. But yes, that was a fun time.
So let me ask you a question. The treasure that you just shown, let's say that our fans want a piece of that 1622 treasure. How can they get it?
You can get me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under Chad Cook, or you can email me at capsilverbeard@yahoo.com. I'd love to have a conversation with you, show you some pieces that I have. My partner also, Bobby Blades, and one of us will have something nice that you will like. Over the weekend, I've been able to share some of our plunder with some people. A couple bracelets, a couple coins for necklaces. Everybody just loves them. So I've got plenty of messages in a bottle, you should say, sent to me saying how much they loved it. But yeah, if you're interested, you can contact me at Captain Silverbeard at yahoo.com, or hit me up on Facebook. I'd love to show you some of the pieces that we have.
I mean, they're beautiful. And you have two things what I love about them, and, what attracted me to it. And you and I have been back and forth to Key West together, not only to share history, but to actually get some of your treasure from that sunken ship. And you're holding history, and you're wearing history, and you're wearing treasure. And there's nothing more exciting than putting on a snorkel or scuba gear and finding it yourself, which is very cool.
So very cool.
Friends, family, hit up the captain, Captain Silverbeard at yahoo.com. He can hook you up with some incredible pieces.
I mean, it's incredible to know that this piece right here in my hand is 401 years old.
Amazing.
And it's pure silver.
Oh, does it say Etsy on the back? And I like it.
No, this is not from Etsy. This is from the original find from Mel Fisher.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So if you guys are interested in, becoming a part of the pirate community, I know the captain will also tell you, you don't have to live in St. Augustine. People travel from other parts of the state to be part of the crew. It is one of the most recognized pirate crews in the state because it is in the oldest city in the country, not the state of Florida. So it's something, if you're interested, you get to garb out, you get to wear great clothes. You don't have to spend a fortune. Some people do, some don't. But I know that the crew does amazing pub crawls. I look forward to that every time I'm in town. I love that. The biggest, most prestigious pirate ball there is in the pirate community is called the Blackbeard's Ball. The good captain is the host. He puts it on. It is in probably one of the most beautiful places you want to be, the Lightner Museum in St. Augustine. It's in an area of the Lightner that would cost a fortune to go in if you were trying to have a private party. All of the money and proceeds go to ACP, Ancient City Privateers Charities. But if you want to enjoy an evening of pirate bands, right?
Yes.
An amazing pirate host and dancers and great music and walking around and speaking to people like Captain Silverbeard and asking questions and learning history and giving back to your community. The good captain is somebody that you really want to hook up with and speak to. Captain, what is the crew's webpage? If somebody wanted to look,
ancientcityprivateers.org. You can scroll through there, learn our mission, our history. We're 14 years old. The oldest, like Bobby says, is we're the oldest crew in St. Augustine, and we've been doing amazing things for 14 years. So
yeah.
I would like to mention, though, about what you were talking about of the Blackbeard's Ball and about how cool that place is. Back in the day when that museum was built, it was actually a bathhouse. So the town people would come together and go bath in a humongous portion of this, which is the main portion of it. But it's just really cool to know that, or see the pictures from back then of how life was and how the community came together at the bathhouse. It's kind of like going to the bar nowadays and people hanging out at the bar. Back then they came around the bathhouse and everybody just hung out. And so, but it's very cool. It's probably the coolest for the ladies. Ladies like to dress up. You get to dress in 17th, 18th century gowns and parade around, and it's just a beautiful thing. Plus, it's for a good cause as well.
I suggest everybody at least go on the webpage, look it up, and learn about some history and catch the captain and his crew when they're out walking about in the city. I know you've got a big Celtic festival coming up, St. Patty's Day parade. When is that, Captain?
Yeah, it's for St. Patrick's Day. It is the oldest parade in America, and it has been held in St. Augustine since day one. So we do start the day out with a St. Patrick's Day parade, followed right into the Celtic Festival, and we will be hosting there. We will be working the beer tent, so if anybody's around St. Augustine, want to come check out some of the Celtic Scottish stuff, please come on in and join us. Stop by the beer tent. We'll treat you right there and get you some grog.
And I know that the captain is not, or I should say is known to tip a pint. So if you want to share a pint with the good captain, go pay him a visit. You looked amazing tonight, as always. Thank you for sharing some pirate history. Thanks for showing some of that amazing flintlock weapons that you had, and your Scottish saber that I have to go have one. Because,
Yeah, sure.
As far as when we speak about, and you heard me say the original Gangsters of the Seven Seas, when you have two countries and the largest nations in the world after you, the Spanish and the English, and you don't have an army and you can still kick ass, you got to be a bad ass on the damn seven seas to kick some English and Spanish ass. Oh, wait. And French.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about the French.
Can't forget about the French. Absolutely. So, nations, and you look forward, you go to present day. Pirating is still alive and well in different fashions. You have pirating out still in the seven seas, hitting cargo ships and freighters, and they come in just like the pirates on a small boat, hitting these large oil tankers and so on and so forth. A lot of them now have all security that are either contracted or retired Navy SEALs, that protecting the waters from modern day Somalian pirates. Not only that, we spoke about treasure, right?
Right.
And the captain said, "Oh, here's all the treasure I have, and the treasure is still out here, and ships haven't been found." The captain and I have a close personal friend who is with Double Down, which is another treasure company. And people are still out there finding stuff in the middle of the night and pirating treasure, because as we all know, the government and the state got to get theirs. So just because you find treasure doesn't mean, oh, that shit's mine. Because if I'm not mistaken, Captain, didn't Mel Fisher have an battled lawsuit with the federal government in the state of Florida in the beginning?
Yes, a very much battle. It cost him a lot of money, a lot of time. He found the treasure, and the government came in and wanted to take it from him. He got some lawyers, battled it out for many years, cost him a lot of money, but in the end he won, and he got 100% of that fine. So,
which is crazy, because if you think about it, for a lot of people, you would think, well, the government doesn't own the water. The state of Florida doesn't own the water, even though there's tons of treasure out in Bahamian waters.
Oh yeah.
And I have a quick story on that. So, and I'm not going to mention any names, a lieutenant that I knew in a law enforcement agency in Florida retires. Buys himself a big boat. He's a big fisherman. He decides he's going to go out to Bahamas. He's going to do some fishing. He's going to hang out. Screw this. I'm done with work. He stumbles upon treasure in Bahamian waters.
Yeah.
Brings the treasure on board. Got a fast boat. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. He starts heading out. The Bahamian Coast Guard follow, and they get into a firefight on the water. Firefight. He makes it into the waters off of Florida. United States Customs is waiting for him.
Oh.
United States Customs takes him down. And I don't need to get into the rest of the story. I can tell you that he was relieved of his treasure and maybe relieved of some of his freedom. An interesting story. You know, I'm sure, like any one of us, let's face it. If I happened to jump in the friggin' water and all of a sudden I stubbed my toe and found the shitload of treasure, that shit's mine. I'm taking it home. You know, like Captain Silverbeard just said, I'm sure that Mel Fisher spent millions to try to get that treasure back. And now you got to jump through hoops. We have, like I said, we have a friend that is a treasure hunter that speaks about if he has to find something in the hoops you got to jump through, and this and that. And there may be a History Channel series on a friend of ours that is, matter of fact, he used to dive for Mel in the day. Is that correct?
Yeah. He was on one of the missions, or several of the missions, of the original find of that treasure.
And when you have a person of that stature in the treasure hunting game, telling us stories firsthand and stuff, they're very interesting. He has been on the show 2 times before. Jay Weisinger, remember Jay? Mike?
Yep,
of
course.
And when Captain Silverbeard and I were actually down in Key West with him, and we did a live on air in Key West. So again, please don't forget the OGs out here. We're going to get back to our gangster roots and start talking about gangsters again. Got some great guests coming on. Spoke to a couple of my buddies. They're trying to make some time. One of them, as I spoke before, Bobby is the leading historian and accomplished author on collections of mobster photos in the United States. Bobby is just getting his house back together, as you all know, from the hurricane. We're going to have him on. We'll have the good captain on again. And maybe we could do a live something from one of the captain's events, and maybe do some sword play and so on and so forth to show you all how the Pirates actually took care of business, so to speak. So in any language you want to put it, new school, old school, at the end, it's always immort. You know what immorto is? You're going to end up dead if you don't follow the rules.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Silverbeard, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing a part of history with us. And I will talk to you soon.
You bet. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
So
Thank
much.
you for coming on, man.
You bet.
Later,
Thank you,
brother.
guys. We really appreciate it. You guys take care.
Thank you.
All right.
All
Cheers.
right. Cheers.
So, Mike, that was kind of informative, right? Something different.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't had a big interest in pirates, but I always like learning something new and about that. Now I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna be on a YouTube, rabbit hole tonight. Looking up pirate stuff. That's usually how it works.
Yeah, and the weapons and shit is so friggin' cool. And it's funny because it wasn't like you went on a ship and then they assigned you a weapon. It was like whoever you killed, whatever you picked up, a meat cleaver from, the ship, where they would do some cooking, whatever you can get your hands on. Mostly it was from your dead opponents.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So again, please keep watching. Hit the like button. If you want to see some other content or something about gangsters, and it doesn't have to be Italian gangsters, it could be any gangsters, let me know. We'll do an episode on it. I'm pretty sure I've brushed some fate with some, but we can get back to, and we're going to get back to our organized crime roots this Saturday. Historic St. Augustine, across the Bridge of Lions, Rock and Roll Circus. My dear friend Tommy Law was on the show last week. I'm going to be there live. I'm hoping to meet y'all. Please come by, stop by, try one of the Hitman cigars. I have this badass rolling humidor. It's huge. It's about 100-year-old chest that I picked up. Just transformed it into a rolling humidor. Opens up. With a display of Hitman that I just got through constructing today, which was a pain in my fucking balls. Don't ask me to do it again. But come over. Just say, hey, I'll tip back one with you. We'll shoot the shit. You got any questions? You want to know stuff about gangsters? You know me. I can't keep my fucking mouth shut. So I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it.
And the following Saturday, my official birthday bash. And February 25th. So if you're local, come out to that. People are going to be roasting me. So and Mike, come on. And Bobby Bacala is going to go hard on me. I told him don't take it easy.
I'm brutal, baby. I'm brutal.
Oh yeah.
But, as Stingray Steve of Key West found, who apparently thought he did stand up, and I love the man, but I had to slaughter him in the first 30 seconds. Be prepared, baby. Be prepared. Hey, are they going to let you be shirtless?
They're not going to have a choice because, I could do what I want. I'm the #1 sales guy at Smoke Ring 72. So
yes, you are. You are a stick pimp. That should be a new name, man. Stick pimp. We need to.
I got too many nicknames, man. I'm just going to stick with Shirtless Mike.
I know. All right, so in closing, you could be what, Mike?
On the no. You could be at the table or on the menu.
That's it, baby. Love all you guys. Please keep watching. Thank you to all of our sponsors, new and old. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, please hit Shirtless Mike or myself up. We'd love to have you on every week. We will give you shout outs. Look forward to seeing Lou again when he gets back from vacation. Seems like that bastard's always on vacation. God bless Lou. We love you. Thanks for hosting us. Thanks for being around. Please hit that like button. Tell me what you think. Mike, peace out, brother.
You, brother.
Out.